welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a concealer wear test, try on, and review. Today the concealer of choice is the Benefit Boi-Ing Cakeless Concealer. When this came out, I was intrigued. I wasn't expecting a new concealer from Benefit at all. And the packaging of this is interesting. I didn't understand if it was a back to school kind of thing, but it didn't really come out with back to school. They have several different shades. The shade I chose, number 3, which is a light neutral undertone. The price of this for a concealer is actually pretty reasonable. It's only $22. $22. A lot of concealers can go up to 30 times 38, so I'll take it. This concealer claims to be a 24-hour wear concealer. It's supposed to be creaseless. It's supposed to be easy to blend. It's not supposed to settle into any fine lines. It's not supposed to crease. And it's supposed to leave a light, natural effect. So if you're interested in seeing how this concealer applies and how it wears throughout the day, go ahead and keep on watching. Today I use the Pure 4-in-1 Love Yourself Ye foundation in the shade TN1. Such a great foundation. Let's go ahead and break into this. I am so excited to use this. The only weird thing I have about the packaging, the pencil part. Oh, I don't know what it is, but I just imagine in school when you're going in to erase something and the eraser is really close to the metal and then you scratch the metal on the paper. For some reason that does a number on me. Doe Foot applicator, it doesn't look like anything special, just like a normal Doe Foot applicator. So let's go ahead, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit and we can get started. Open eye. It does apply decently thick, but it looks to feel not super drying, not like a really thick consistency. Let's see how easy this is to blend out. I'm going in with that beauty blender and just pouncing. A little bit of this actually might go a long way. So if that happens, if I've noticed I've applied too much, I just take that same product and I'll apply it in the places that I need to apply concealer, like on my forehead and bring it down my nose. The concealer applies so differently, you never know how it's going to blend out or if you need to go in with a light hand. This one you might really need to go in with a light hand, and I went in with a heavy hand. This is what it looks like. I feel like it blended out middle grade easy. It wasn't the most flawless blend, but once it is blended out, I do feel like it shears out quite a bit because you can still see my freckles right here. You can still see some of my dark circles coming through. So that means maybe it's buildable. I'll add just a teeny bit more right here. Yeah, it definitely does seem buildable. Another area that I like to apply concealer is right underneath my cheekbone, because that really just helps define the cheekbone. And then when we go in and add bronzer, there's a good line to be able to judge by. So this is the side with concealer. This is the side without concealer. I do think this is more of a medium coverage concealer, not a full coverage concealer. I think it'll work for me. Let's go ahead, and I do want to highlight my forehead a little bit more. And then I'm going to go in with a lighter hand on this side, just because with this one I did go a little crazy. Concealer is one of my favorite parts of the makeup process because I feel like it makes the biggest change. One time I forgot concealer when I was doing my makeup in the car. My husband was driving and I had to make it work. Thank goodness I had brightening powder, and so I just applied foundation everywhere where I would have applied concealer, and then I just used the brightening powder to really give it that extra dimension. I feel like concealer is what defines certain areas, highlights certain areas. Cream products are just easier to work with and kind of manipulate than powder products. Collide, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight, dripping light. Alright, so this is the finished look with the concealer. Medium coverage. We're going to see how it does. It's not creasing, so that's a good sign. I still need to set it, so I'm going to go in and set it. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and then I'll be right back. This is the finished look that I went for. I used the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation Loose Setting Powder to set my concealer, and I will say it set absolutely beautifully. I don't know if you can tell, but I am not seeing With the lighting, it's always hard to tell. I'm not seeing any heavy creasing. It might just look a little, maybe a little dry. Maybe that's from the setting powder. So far, I'm really impressed with how this is looking, especially with my forehead. My forehead and right in between my brows crease nonstop. Throughout the day, I am going to check in a couple times and let you know how it's wearing and what I think. If you're interested in the items, that makeup products that I used today, definitely be sure to check out my Tati Beauty eyeshadow palette tutorial because it will all be linked in there. I will check in a few hours. You were confused by my makeup change. I ended up filming this on a different day because I completely spaced it when I was filming to do my last check-in, which is good because that was about a week ago. So I'm now able to really, I'll be able to tell you my final thoughts on this concealer in a few hours. But right now it's 3:42, so I finished my makeup around noon, so it's almost been on for 4 hours. And this is where we are at in the natural light. I got my extensions moved up today. I don't know what it is, but the tightening feels really good. So this is up close. I picked up a new makeup product at Walmart. I've been looking for a lot of things. I like to do a lot of research online though before I make any final decisions. And I picked up this Infallible L'Oreal super slim liquid eyeliner. I've been looking for a good drugstore liquid eyeliner. I used to live off of this stuff when I was in high school. I mean, it's like the only makeup product I wore, but that's where we're at. I do notice that it's settling a little bit into fine lines. It does look a little drying. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at, but from this distance, it doesn't look too bad. You can still see some of like the darkness under my eye. So we're just gonna kind of keep an eye on that, and I will check in with you guys in a few hours and let you know my final thoughts. Hello and welcome from my bathroom. I'm doing my final check-in for this concealer. It is another different day. I've been wearing this several days in a row now, and this is, day number, I don't even know, but it's been on for about 9-ish hours. And this is the situation. I'm filming from my iPhone, so it's not the most amazing quality. It's supposed to be 4K, but you just never know. It still turns out better with my DSLR. Overall, I do feel like this is a beautiful concealer. The application process is a little odd to me. A little bit of this product does go a long way, but it's not an even coverage. I wouldn't say this is full coverage, slightly medium to light coverage, just because I'll put in a clip here. When I'm blending this out, it tends to get really sheer on the outer perimeter, and it lifts. I do feel like it does blend out to a nice, it doesn't look heavy. I don't mind that disaster back there. Embarrassing. You notice after I set it throughout the day, it does settle into my fine lines and it does look more dry than hydrated. I would recommend this concealer if you're looking for a new one. That's, it's only 20 bucks, reasonable price. And if you have really youthful, hydrated skin, for me personally, I wouldn't purchase this concealer again. It does settle too much into my fine lines. The coverage is too sheer for my liking, and just the blendability, since it's not a very good blendability, didn't work out for me. I'll probably still keep using it just because I don't want to waste product on certain days, but it's definitely not my top concealers. So I hope you enjoyed this wear test, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye. Yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.